Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. And it is Self-Care Saturday, everybody. Okay, self-care check-in. Um, I hope everybody is having a good day today. Happy Saturday. If this is your first time coming across my channel, today is Self Care Saturday. And of course, when we do the Self Care Saturday, we are checking in on all the things. We are talking about positive affirmations, you know, stopping the stigma on mental health, breaking the silence, bringing awareness. And this is, of course, September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we go red for sickle cell, okay? And so, of course, this is something that's near and dear to my heart, very important to me. I'm always talking about sickle cell 365 days, okay, of the year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And it is even more special and important to me this year in particular because, of course, for those of you that's been rocking with me, you know that my sister has sickle cell disease. Me and all my siblings have the trait. My parents have the trait. And unfortunately, we lost her on July 8th. And then her birthday is coming up September 10th. So for me, as far as the check-in child, and I feel like I say this every single time, but I can't lie to y'all. I got to tell y'all the truth, right? It's been a hard 2 daggone months, baby. I've been struggling like nobody business. This definitely hit different, okay? But not me know as y'all coming in, if anybody comes in, how we feeling, how we doing, how everything is going, and what is the vibe, what is the check-in for today. What's going on, DeMarcus? Thank you for checking in. Hey, Shannon. So yeah, y'all, it's Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So I definitely want to bring some awareness, let people know what sickle cell is all about, because we definitely still have misinformation. We definitely still have people that are very unaware of what exactly it is and how it works. We've been talking about sickle cell a lot more recently because it's been popping up on a lot more TV shows. And if y'all know and y'all been rocking with me and following me, you know that some of these TV shows have been completely getting it wrong. So if y'all need to call me TV shows and y'all need some input, I don't mind giving it to y'all, okay? Because in this day and age, we should be able to use Google. Google is free, or we should be able to get somebody that can do research for us and let us know all the ins and outs and the facts. And we definitely do have stigma around sickle cell, okay? And I got a little theory as to why that is as well, because we know that there's so many other illnesses and diseases, unfortunately, too many of them, and most times those are talked about a lot more, and then they're not looked at in certain ways, right? And so we'll get into all of that, but before we do, okay, let's just go ahead and take a breath, honey. You know that the first thing we always want to do is breathe. Okay, relax, relate, release. Take that deep breath in after this week and this month and this day that we had. Hold it, and then let it out, right? And let everything out that you done had to deal with all this week long, all this month long, all day long, whatever it may be. And then also, of course, it is Self-Care Saturday, honey. This is the place. This must be the place. It is the place. You are in the right place, okay? You in the den. Kick off those shoes. Relax your feet, right? This is my happy place. It's good vibes only. And self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And we are officially closed for self-care. So like I said, first, before we get into anything else, definitely want to do a check-in. How's everybody feeling today? What's the vibe? How you been doing? Thank you, DeMarcus. I appreciate you. Thank you, Shay Shay. Thank you. Oh, I got 2 super stickers, one last night and one today. Thanks, boo. What's going on, Miss Kira Speaks? How you feeling today? What's up, Moochie, the hammer in the building? So, I hope I shared it everywhere. I don't even know. Y'all know I always end up missing something. And if I go out, y'all, it just started pouring, raining. I ain't even know we were supposed to get rain today. It's coming down. So y'all know my internet be interneting, okay? But we gonna still try to lean with it, roll with it, rock with it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, God is on my side and he let me get through this stream, because it's very important. So I want to be able to discuss these things today. But like I said, this has been a rough time for me personally. It is still very much me trying to get things in order, getting affairs in order. I still have not been able to finish everything, which is why y'all don't see me putting as much content out. And I've just been kind of hopping on with the ladies when I could hop in on with them. It's been a very, very difficult time for me, baby. Child. But I'm trying to make it through the best I can. But I'm just being, transparent with y'all. Okay. It's been a hot mess, if I'm being honest. But today we are here to talk about sickle cell disease because, like I said, I feel like, there's a lot of misinformation and misconceptions, even though it's been around, in my opinion, long enough for us to know a lot more about it and be more aware about it, or educate people on the ways that they can help, and things to look out for, the discussions that we need to be having. And unfortunately, in some cases, it's just not been happening. Oh gosh, and I forgot to get the little but it's okay. I'm gonna just keep going with it. Of course, I forgot something. I don't want to get up and go get it now. But so yeah, that's been hard, y'all. Okay. It's been very, very hard, but I'm still here. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Sending a hug right back. Nothing but love. Oh, I love you too. Oh, it's sunny over there, child. It just was pouring damn down over here, honey. It sounds like it stopped now, but it literally just came down real, real hard. Now it feels like it's even hotter than what it was before. I might have to leave y'all for a minute and go turn my air on because I just got hot. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all vibe is today. Hey Torian, what's going on? Happy Saturday. What's up, RC? Thank you for hopping in. Um, so yeah. Um, September is sickle cell awareness month, right? So for sickle cell, we go red. And child, mm-mm-mm. I always share this every year. I always share it, throughout the year, no matter what. I don't just share it when it's sickle cell month. Like I said, for me, this is definitely a personal one. Um, and so I have been sharing it long before I got a YouTube channel and started sharing stuff with social media, any of that type of thing. And I always try to educate people and tell people about, sickle cell, as much information as I possibly could. And so definitely this is something that is very important to me. And a lot of people really don't know, like, all about sickle cell. Not as many people as I think would. And like I said, when we've been seeing these shows, it's definitely been given. Y'all just throwing in stuff to be throwing it in. And I feel like it doesn't take that much to do some research and, make sure that you are giving out the right information if you're going to bring it up. Because, of course, it is something that mainly targets Black and brown people, that we are the ones that suffer with it the most out of everybody, right? And so this person does fight sickle cell every day. I feel like my sister's fight is my fight, right? And so of course we want to support, we want to inspire, we want to have courage, knowledge, loyalty, we want to educate people, and we want to let them know that we have, we care about what's going on and what's happening, what the experience is, and the love and truth of it all, right? And just living the best lives that we can and the best way that we can. And we are here to knock out sickle cell anemia. I feel like we should have a lot more information than we have now. I will say there has been one, people living a lot longer than they were initially, and two, some cases where people have basically just said that they're cured. They don't have sickle cell anymore, or they don't go into crisis anymore. I can remember my aunt telling me years ago when my brother first had his first child, like, oh, y'all should have saved the umbilical cord. And then you started having more and more stories come out in different places. And my sister was talking with this special program before, of course, she passed away, where she was trying to get enrolled into it because there was a treatment that they have now been doing. And they were saying that she, may have qualified for that. But as far as just sickle cell and talking about, what exactly it is, sickle cell is a rare hereditary form of anemia, which is mutated from a hemoglobin that distorts the red blood cells into a crescent shape, kind of like, the half moon or whatever, right? So it doesn't look round like all of our cells or healthy cells, so to speak, look. And this is an example for you so you can see, right? That's the healthy cell that's round, and the sickle cell is, shaped crescent. So therefore it is gets clogged up, right, in a certain area. And when that happens, that's basically what makes them go into sickle cell crisis. So sickle cell disease is most common inherited blood disorder in the United States, right? People with SCD, which is sickle cell disease, just an acronym for it, are born with it. So they are born with it. It's not nothing that you catch. It's not nothing that, later we find out and you got it. Like some of these shows be trying to put out there. They are born with it. Okay, let's be very clear. The disease gets its name because of the abnormal crescent sickle shape that some of the red blood cells develop, right? And the sickle blood cells block the flow of the blood through the body, right? And this causes reoccurring episodes of a pain. And this is usually called crisis. You would usually say they're having their sickle cell crisis because all the blood is either clogged up in the arm, in the chest, and the legs, whatever different places, right? And that's where they'll have the crisis at. So when you have SCD, it is caused by the change in the hemoglobin and your protein in the red blood cells that carries the oxygen to all the parts of your body, right? And it's basically different types, and it can affect people in different ways, right? And this type is called hemoglobin S, and it goes through the smallest vessels, the capillaries, and becomes sticky, right? So when it becomes sticky, then it stays stuck in that area and it clogs the capillaries, and as a result, that part of the body is not getting the oxygen that it needs, and that's basically what brings on the crisis. Okay, now you have over 100,000 Americans who have sickle cell disease. The majority are Black and Hispanic. Is 1 in 365 Black Americans that usually suffer with it, right? And is oftentimes, hey, Candy Love. Miss Kira says I wanted to save stem cells from my kids, but it was so expensive. Oh, yes, that's very expensive. Yeah, some Jewish people too, a small percentage of Jewish people. Yeah, definitely. So, let me make this bigger so I can see it, y'all, because y'all know my eyes be a hot daggone mess. So current treatments for SCD include blood transfusions, IV therapy, medications to prevent infection, help with pain such as hydroxyurea. Over half of sickle cell disease population are, usually in and out of the hospital, and they have to have medical coverage. Oftentimes SCD lacks access to high quality care. They lack access to comprehensive health care treatments. And as a result, this brings issues to them and how they are treated. If, we have provider shortages, we have lack of providers, right, that are educated. So even the providers that are supposed to take care of us don't even know. So if they don't know how to treat the patients and they are the providers, then what does that say for everybody else that's not a provider, right? And then they also have racial biases, and that's what I wanted to talk about for a minute, because we see a lot of, whether it shows or in real life general, I feel like this goes for everything, right? Most times we hear about cancer, lupus, a lot of other diseases, right? And my family has been affected by those too. Like F them, I don't want us to have none of them at all. But it's not looked at in the same way as it's looked at with sickle cell. With sickle cell, they tend to call them sicklers, and they tend to say that they're addicted to medication and they only want medication, and they make it seem like they are just a drug addict and they just want it for the hell of it. Not that they have always continuously had to take these drugs to help them to get through their pain and crisis. And in some ways, sometimes they can become addicted, right, to pain medication. That can happen to anybody, but there's not the stigma around it the way that it is with people that have sickle cell. And unfortunately, we are the bigger, target that has it. So therefore, it is coming off like it's racial bias, because why aren't you acting this way when it comes to any of the other diseases that seem to affect a more majority of, all different types of people, right? And so, of course, some of the signs and symptoms with it is usually a newborn baby, right? Most newborn babies, you will know that they have SCD symptoms between 5 and 6 months old, okay? And then the symptoms vary and it change over time. Some people can have like where they have in crisis every single minute. Some people it may not be as much. It definitely is not the same for everybody. Some people may have it more often. That's just like, with anything, any disease, any illness, it does not look the same for no two people, right? We both could be in a wheelchair, or we both could have back problems, or we both could have whatever it may be, and it's going to affect you in a different way than it's going to affect me. Same thing goes with sickle cell, right? There was a lot of people that my sister knew that she would meet in sickle cell groups, and some of them were like way more severe than her. They were hospitalized more than her. Some of them couldn't walk no more, and all different kind of things, or they had more damage with some things, and some she may have had more damage. And so it's really no two that's exactly alike. um Miss Kira says, which is awful because people going through crisis really are in pain. Exactly. Like, you can't tell somebody what they daggone pain is. Yeah, it's ridiculous how they treat us. Hey, Barbara Johnson, thank you for coming in. hmm Yeah, Shannon says the cells are not getting any oxygen, so it's super painful, and they are discriminating against them. It's sad. It is. It's definitely sad. And I saw firsthand not only my sister be treated in that way several times, but y'all know I worked in the medical profession, and I was in the hospital and nursing homes and hospice and all of that. And I literally would hear nurses and doctors make jokes. I would see them treat sickle cell patients in ways that just really disgusted me. And there was times when I definitely was getting on them about it, because I never found it funny, and I never, thought that that was cute or any way, shape, or form. So, of course, this is just kind of just reiterating some of the things that I've been talking about. The normal red blood cells are round and flexible. The sickle shaped cells do not pass as easily through the blood vessels. The sickle disease red blood cells stiffen and change the shape. And, some ways that it affects them is it could be in their chest, it could be in their back, it could be in their arms. Okay, it could be where they have swelling, inflammation in the joints. It can be anemia causing fatigue, paleness, yellow jaundice, and all of that, right? And so, yeah, it's not a good thing at all. Excuse me, y'all. Gotta take a little sippy sip. So, approximately 2,000 babies are born with sickle cell disease every year in the United States. And let me tell y'all, it's the worst thing. It's already bad when your baby is crying and you don't know what's wrong with him or her. And I know that I had a scare when my son was little, and I had to take him to the hospital, and he actually ended up having an infection in his blood, and he had to be hospitalized in the ICU. And whoo, child, that wrecked my nerves, right? So just imagine that when my sister was little, she would be crying, and then we knew that she had sickle cell, and she actually had a great doctor, Dr. Kaku, who was her doctor probably from like when she was first born to her late teens. I want to say he was around for a long time, and it was times when they wanted to do surgeries on her and do different things on her, and he would be like, no. And then other times when he felt like she needed whatever, he would be on it and be quick and really great. But just imagine that your child has this illness and they're crying, and it's really nothing that you could do for them. And it's basically like, they in pain, but you don't know which part of their body is in pain. And you always having to constantly rush them to the hospital all the time. Right? That's all I can remember when my sister was little. Um So, of course, you have sickle cell trait versus the disease, right? The trait is typically, now they say the trait is no health consequences or symptoms. I disagree with that because I know a lot of people, including myself, that have the trait that do have symptoms at times. It's not as severe and as much as people with the disease, but they definitely do get things. And it definitely is just as important that they stay hydrated. And then it says people with the disease significantly impacts a person's health and it causes many symptoms, right? So now you see this chart where you have the two parents that have the trait. So let's just say, right, it's 4 kids down here at the bottom. You can end up with one child or even all of them, and it depends, that don't have anything. But in this specific, example, they're showing you one, right? One has nothing. Then the other two have the trait, and then one had the disease. So in my mom's case, it was 3 of us with the trait, and then one ended up with the disease. So if you have 2 people that have the trait, chances is that one of your kids could possibly come out with the disease. It doesn't mean that they are going to have the disease. They can have nothing or they can have the trait. So this is why I went off on the shy so much, because we know why y'all did it. We know y'all was just trying to get to the story, but people was like, why are you so freaking pissed? It was like, because we already know that it's 2 people that have the trait. Like, just to push the daggone storyline, y'all made it seem a certain way that it wasn't. And it annoyed me, but I'm not going to keep going on and on about that. But this is the way that it actually works, right? So, Shannon says, the cells are not getting any oxygen, so it's super painful and they discriminate. Okay, I read that one. And then she said also affects the gallbladder. Yes, it affects all the organs. Gallbladder, liver, all your organs could be affected. 1 from the disease and 2 from the medicine that you take from the disease, right? And then she said she had her first crisis when she was only weeks old. Exactly. Yeah. So like they said, sometimes it could be a couple of weeks, a couple of months, but these is like little infants that's in pain that you really can't do much for them, right? And they have to go to the hospital and of course get IVs and all of that kind of stuff. So now some of the ways that you can help besides, donating to Sickle Cell Foundation, of course, if you can, giving blood. I know people are skeptical about giving blood, but sickle cell patients actually need up to 100 units of blood each year to treat the complications from the disease. So this is something that's very important. So if you can donate your blood, definitely is very much appreciated. If you can donate your time to sickle cell centers, if you know where any is at, that's also something else that you can do. And just basically, spreading awareness. Patients with sickle cell definitely need blood donors, right? And then one of the last things that I just want to mention in reference to sickle cell is that, like I said, there's definitely biases and there's mistreatment that comes along with sickle cell. Sickle cell patients are not drug seekers. They have real pain that happens to require opioids at times to manage it. Okay. They didn't ask to be born with this illness. It's something that they just have and they unfortunately have to deal with. And one of the things that helps them is pain medication. There's no way around it. And it was always a scare and something that very much concerned us and that we was asking about literally from like my sister being a teenager, of whether she can get addicted to this medication, whether the medication was going to, cause any different effects to her. I remember that they used to leave her with the machine where she could pump and press the machine when she felt like she was in pain and she needed the medication to come through the IV to stop the pain, right? And there was always a concern of, can she press it too much? And they were always like, no, there's a timer on it. She can only give us so much. We know what's what, and this is what we have to do to help her. So it's not something that they choose to do. It's not like they just going outside and saying, oh, okay, yeah, I want to get some drugs. I want to get high. I'm trying to have fun. No, I'm trying to stop my damn pain. Right. And so that always has been a big issue too, as well, unfortunately. And yeah, y'all, it's a hot mess. And I just really want us to kind of be able to tell people more about that, because if you see somebody, and I would never hope that they would do that, but if you see somebody that had cancer or had lupus or don't I forget how to pronounce it, but there's so many different illnesses, right? You wouldn't want none of them to suffer or be in pain. You would give them the medication. You wouldn't be calling them a sickler. So why are you doing this when it comes to sickle cell patients? I just feel like there's only one connection to that makes sense to me as to why you would be doing that. Nothing else is just, for me, is not making sense. Okay. And that's from me working in the profession and from my personal experience. 1 minute, y'all. I need to turn this ear on because I'm pouring sweat, especially with these lights on. We're going to take a little intermission because we're going to move on over to some positive things that we can do to help, right? Okay, y'all, we back. Sorry about that. I had to turn that ear on, honey. So, yeah. So yeah, that's basically, you guys, what we have going on as far as sickle cell disease. And I do want us to be able to stop the stigma. I want us to be able to educate, everybody. We do go red and wear red for Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And even just sharing it on your social media, telling people about it, all of these different things is something that can be a help, that can let people know. So you guys are going to see me flooding my community tab and social media throughout the month with different facts on sickle cell. I'm definitely going to be sharing a whole bunch of things all across the board, and talking about it as much as I possibly can so that people could be more aware and they can know what's going on with it, because not everybody always knows. And a lot of times we have miscommunication, information being passed around about things. And then people are like, oh, I didn't know it worked that way. I thought it was, A, B, C, and D. So if you don't know, now you know, right? You'll be able to get that education. Also, next month is, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right? And I have to actually go Tuesday, which is my sister's birthday, to go get a biopsy because they saw something on my breast. Every year I get my breast exam. Please, ladies, make sure y'all getting y'all breast exams. And they always usually have me go back and take the mammogram like 4 or 5 times, do the damn sonogram a whole bunch of times. Every year they tell me they see me they tell me they see a shadow. But this is the first year that they said that they want me to go do a biopsy. So your girl is a little nervous, but I'm just going to say that God got me, and it's probably just a cyst or something. But we always want to be on the safe side. We always want to make sure, cancer has hit my family a lot as well, both with the men and the women, my aunts, and have had breast and ovarian cancer and all of those things. So, you know, just want to put it out there, women. Make sure we checking ourselves for everything. Make sure we just trying to be as healthy as we can be. And also, it's very important, not only when you meet somebody, if you're thinking about, being serious with them, marrying them, having kids with them, whatever it may be, we got to have the conversations of what runs in our family, not only with the physical part of the health, but the mental part of the health. Both of the conversations is important. Knowing whether your partner has the trait, knowing whether you have the trait, right? These is all the conversations that we have to have. So I just also wanted to mention that. And Shannon says, I think that because more people are starting to be born with sickle cell that are considered not people of color, it has opened the eyes of many doctors. You know, when it comes to us, it's ignored. Yeah, yeah. Stephen Harris, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. Oh, Moochie, you said it's raining by you now. It was pouring by me a little while ago. Thank you, Candy. Yes. I appreciate it, y'all. I appreciate it. I need all the positivity and love and hugs and kisses I can get, and I'm sending it right back to y'all. So that's basically what I had to talk to you guys about as far as sickle cell. Now we're gonna move on to some things that we can do to help us heal, right? And we all can use that. Lord knows I need that right now. So we have writing it out and sharing my story, accepting and allowing my feelings. That's so important, right? You don't need to brush off your feelings or act like you're not feeling what you're feeling. Rediscovering who you are and what you want, right? Not obsessing about the past. That is so important. And we can definitely do that. We could get stuck in our thoughts and stuck in a place. And if you're stuck in the past, then you can't move forward. So we definitely want to make sure that we're not doing that, right? Adding positive influence into my life, taking my time and not rushing the process. Okay. Developing healthy ways to cope with feelings. That's definitely important, guys. Giving my attention and energy to fun hobbies, finding things I'm passionate about, creating outlets for my emotions, and reaching out for help when I need it. That's definitely important. Some of us don't be liking to ask for help, okay? Hey Inga, aka Ginger Snap. She said, hey everybody, I'm stopping by to say hello. I'm not home right now. I'm walking these streets. Girl, at least you could walk the streets because it's raining off and on over here. I don't know if I could walk the streets, but you enjoy your walk. Thank you for stopping in. Love you. So I thought this was cute too, guys. And usually I share all this stuff in my community tab before I get up here with y'all. But today I'm just running behind. I'm doing so much multitasking, so I didn't get to. But y'all will see this up in the community tab just in case anybody's interested. But this is like a virtual dice game that you can play, right? And so basically you move however many spaces on the board, right? And you advance when you've completed that task. So you try to get the task done. And the free space is basically a self-care of your choice. So that's whatever you want to choose where you see the free space. Then you roll again and you go around the board as many times as you want. I thought this was really cool. So one box, of course, was the start box where we start at. Then it's one glass of water. Get up and stretch. Then you have the free space, which would be whatever you want it to be, right? Then we have 5 deep breaths or 30-minute phone break, laugh, make a to-do list, and then we have another free space, right? And then we have, let me take this banner off the bottom so we can see what it says. And then we have more water, pamper yourself, go outside, and then there's another free space. Then you have go back to start, journal your thoughts, is another free space, tidy up, and once you've done everything all on the board, then of course you have finished and celebrate yourself. I love this. I absolutely love this. I think we got to have all our different little ways that we could kind of, remind ourselves and do our self-care, and it doesn't have to feel like it's a job. You don't have to feel like, oh, if you missed a day or if you didn't do something right then and there, whatever. But it's nothing more important than taking care of you guys. I'm going to always tell y'all that. What's up, EJ? How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Happy Saturday. So I actually love this one. I think I'm going to try it. I ain't going to say I'm going to be doing it every single day. Maybe I could do it once a week, but we got to start somewhere, right? So I'm going to put this one up in the community tab and I'll share it, in Modai's Discord and the self-care tab so that if anybody is interested, they can see those. And then shout out to Kendall. I don't know where Kendall at today. I missed you, girl. Okay, if you come on the replay. But she sent me some of these, and y'all know I like to share either positive affirmations or just little positive things at the end before we get off. And this is, think healing, which I definitely need to be thinking that, honey. Think healing, think peace, think growth. Think healing, think peace, think growth. Okay? We all need that. Go ahead and meditate, relax, release, woosah, right? And then it says, I give myself permission to go after what I want. I give myself permission to go after what I want. I think that's so important, right? Because a lot of times we are hardest critics. We go the hardest on ourselves and we feel like there's certain things that we can't do, oh, it's too late and I'm behind and whatever different reasons and things that we may feel. And sometimes we just gotta say, I'm doing this my way, and it's okay if I'm going at my pace. It's okay if the way I'm doing it looks different than how somebody else is doing it. We can't be worried about how other people are getting to where they need to get to. We just gotta stay focused on how we get into where we're getting to. And in the midst of it all, wish them the best on their journey and their way, but do it your way, right? And so I like that one. Then this one says, I may not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay because I can still be happy being my own cup of me. And that is definitely important. Again, that we just be able to appreciate ourselves, look at ourselves, be happy with ourselves, and not worried about what anybody else has going on and what they doing or whether people like them or not. Like, I don't know. That's never really been a thing for me. I know it is for some people, but even when I was real young, I never cared about, whether somebody liked me or not. I would never cared about having a whole bunch of friends. I have my same friends for 20, 30 plus years. That's been rocking with me, and I have some other people that I've met along the way that I'm very appreciative of being able to know when it's a genuine person and have them in my circle, and been blessed to have good people. And I'll take those people any day over having a whole bunch of fake people or people that don't mean me well or toxic people or people that's going to be mad and jealous of me and all that other stuff. I ain't got time for none of that. So that's never really been a big thing for me of being worried about whether I'm somebody's cup of tea or not. I feel like if I'm not for you, then I'll ask God to, excuse me, y'all. I ask God to remove you quick, fast, and in a hurry, like anything that's not for me. So that's how I feel about that, right? And then the next one is, do not let the behaviors of others destroy your inner peace. Definitely don't do that. Okay. You can't worry about what other people are doing and let it get you to a place you don't want to get to and take you out of your peace and bring you out of character. And that could be very hard sometimes because at the end of the day, we still human beings. We still got feelings, right? None of us is perfect. And definitely there's times that I have went off, okay, all the way off. Okay. And I'll be like, damn, I'll be mad afterwards. Like, why did I even let that person get me there? How did I let, them take me out of my place? That's not usually how I am. I don't usually like to be that way. I don't want to be that way. And it makes me disappointed in myself because I don't feel like anybody should have that much power. But at the same time, we human beings, everybody gonna have their day, right? It's like, don't push me because I'm close to the damn edge. You could run up on me the wrong day and you just might not get, the smiling face. You might get cursed out. Now, if I feel like I'm in the wrong for it, I'll apologize. But other than that, I definitely do feel like you can't that people have that much power and let them destroy your peace. You gotta always protect your peace first and foremost, right? So then the next one we have thank you, Luchi. I appreciate it. The next one we have is I simply don't play about me anymore. For peace, I delete, I block, I disown, I leave, and I ignore. Amen, 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 amen. I think I got to say this one 3 times because this is definitely me. I have no problem every year, the same way I clean out my house, I clean out my social media. I don't have no problem with deleting you. I don't got no problem with blocking you. I ain't got no problem with disowning you. I ain't got no problem with leaving you. I ain't got no problem with ignoring you, like, at all. Okay, if you ain't doing what you need to do and it's messing up around me, then you can go. Okay, I'm not gonna miss you. Like I said, every person sometimes is not meant to be around forever. Sometimes they was only supposed to play that one part in that one role, and I appreciate you for that time, honey. And now you could go, right, for a season, for a reason, for a blessing, for a lesson. Not, not everybody's gonna be a lifetime, and I definitely know who my lifetime people are, and it's okay. It's okay. And me and my girlfriend was just having a conversation about that recently. Like, it's okay. Trust me, it is. I will still be okay, right? And so I definitely don't play about me, okay? And for my peace, I will delete, I will block, I will disown, I will leave, I will ignore. Absolutely. um EJ says that part. Stay protecting my peace, quick to block. Yeah, you have to. We be having all these crazy people, whether it's online, social media, YouTube, or even in your everyday life. It applies all across the board. Some people think that you are obligated or you really owe them, to be a certain way, to live a certain way, to talk a certain way. And if they have a disagreement with you, we want to do all this crazy stuff. They want to come in the comments and say all different kind of crazy stuff, and it's like, no sir, no ma'am, nah, we ain't doing that over here. Goodbye, good riddance. Okay, keep it moving. I wish you the best. Hey, Lemon Kush Pepper, thank you for coming through. So yeah, I don't really have too many, y'all. I think I have one more left. So just to reiterate for anybody that was not here when we first started, I basically was talking about sickle cell, of course, bringing awareness to that. September is sickle cell month, and you go red for sickle cell. Y'all see, I got my red on, okay, and my walls is red, okay, the no drama color. And I was just saying that I fight for sickle cell, right? My sister's fight is my fight. We all in this together. We want to support. We want to inspire. We want to encourage. We want to, have knowledge, loyalty, educate, care, and experience, love, and life. We knock it out sickle cell one day at a time. And I was given the breakdown of what exactly sickle cell is for those that may not be that familiar. The fact that this is a healthy cell, and of course, the sickle cell looks like the crescent moon. That's why it has that name. And it's pretty much just that when that blood gets, piled up in a certain area, right, and they have the lack of oxygen, that's what causes them to have the different pain and the different body parts. And that's what goes into what is known as a crisis. And we definitely have a lot of people just in America, but really all around the world that suffer with sickle cell. And of course, we are the majority that have it as far as Black and Latino people. And Shannon was mentioning in the chat earlier that you do have a small percentage of Jewish people as well. And we were talking about that there are racial biases with this. There's definitely not only people in general that's uneducated on sickle cell, but even providers and doctors. And that's scary because if you're the one that's supposed to be taking care of me and you don't have the adequate information, or there's even shortages, to providers, period, or to the healthcare that you can give me, then how the heck can you help me? And I remember one time, and I think I told you guys about this before, my sister went to a doctor who argued her down and told her, no, you don't have sickle cell. That's impossible because you would already be dead. You wouldn't even still be living. You got to have the trait. You must be mistaken. And she's like, no, I have the damn disease. Like, what you think? I don't know, my life and what the hell I have. It was just the most craziest thing. He was so ignorant, but yet he swore that he ran a sickle cell clinic for years in Brooklyn. So it was like, well, if you was, running a sickle cell clinic for years in Brooklyn, I feel sorry for those people and what you must have been saying and doing to them. It was very ignorant. And of course, there's approximately 2,000 babies that are born with sickle cell disease every year. and just breaking down the difference between the trait and the disease. And of course, I touched on, which I have heard me touch on many a times, how some of these shows was messing it up. I love the fact that it's being talked about more and it's brought to TV, but I do want us to be saying the right things and giving the right information, and also how important it is that we be donors. If you can donate money wise, okay, because not all of us got it, definitely donate blood, donate your time, and just share the information all across the board, you guys, as much as you can, so that people can know about it, right? And also the stigma around them being called sicklers and drug seekers, because they require medication, and the fact that on most of these other illnesses they don't do that to them, but they always tend to do it with people that have sickle cell. So that was basically what we talked about with that. Then, of course, we went into some things that can help you heal. I will share this on the community tab. Just didn't get a chance to do it yet. We have this virtual dice game that I thought was really cool. And we went over just, that we need to think healing, think peace, think growth, right? Put ourselves first, give ourselves permission to go after we want, and make no apologies about it. And the fact that we don't have to be anybody's cup of tea. We don't have to try to please any damn body but ourselves, okay? That's it. And do not let the behaviors of others destroy your inner peace, okay? And then I simply don't play. This is where we was at about me anymore. For peace, I delete, I block, I disown, I leave, I ignore. And I think we only have one more. And again, shout out to Kendall, because she sent me these a while back and I absolutely love them. I would actually get some of these framed and put around my daggone wall so I could look at them. The last one says, pivot, but don't quit. So that means sometimes we got to switch it up. Sometimes we got to put stuff on pause for a minute, which is what I've been having to do right now. And that could be very hard, right? And you'll feel like quitting. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, baby. When I tell y'all, I've been feeling like quitting a whole lot right now. I have not felt like this in a long time. I'll be feeling like I can't do it. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't got it in me. I've been getting that a whole lot right now. But as much as I get that, I kind of go through the feelings. I let myself feel what I'm feeling. But then I'm like, you can't do that, right? That's not what we about to do. As long as I got breath in my body, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to cry if I need to. I'm going to be down if I need to. But I'm going to get back up. I'm going to keep it moving. Keep it funky, right? And so there's nothing wrong with sometimes feeling that way, but sometimes we just got to flip it and reverse it. We got to switch it up a little bit. We may not be going in the exact order, the exact way that we initially thought we was going to go in, and that's okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to not feel like being bothered anymore. But I always say, as long as you still got breath in your body, as long as it's still another day, like today may not be okay. Hopefully tomorrow is a better day, right? It's always, as long as you have that other day, hopefully that one is better and you are able to move on and feel better that day, right? Feel what you feeling today. So that's what this kind of reminds me of, pivot, but don't quit. You might need a different strategy. We might have to get a different map. We might have to get a different way of getting it going. But we don't want to stop altogether. So I'm definitely struggling right now with that really bad, way more than I have in a very long time. And I'm taking that one day at a time. So all I could do is tell y'all to take it one day at a time too. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much what I got for y'all today. I hope y'all at least got one thing out of that. Okay, something that resonated with somebody. And I will share all of these things on my community tab for you guys. Just in case anybody's interested, if you follow me on social media, I also share it there. So if you don't get it one place, you get it the other place. If you want me to DM you anything, I can. If you feel like you are feeling down and you need somebody to talk to, of course, if it is something that is emergency, please dial 911, and please, find the appropriate people that you need. But if you need an ear, I'm always here. Sometimes I cannot message you right back right away, but as soon as I can, I will. And I appreciate everybody that has been sending me messages and that has been encouraging me. And, I feel the love. So I definitely am here to give it to you the opposite way as well. I hope everybody is having a great Saturday. And then if it's not good, just like I was just saying, that's okay. I hope tomorrow is better. We're going to get up tomorrow, do it all again, right? Yesterday is gone. Today is here. Tomorrow is yet to come. And there's still so much glorious things that could still happen for us. So I thank everybody that came in here, and I thank you. If you come on the replay, let me know replay game. Let me know if you know anything about sickle cell. If you have sickle cell, anybody in your family has sickle cell, you have the trait and all of that good stuff. Tell me some of y'all self-care tips or whatever the case may be. It might be some things that y'all know that I could try out that I don't know about, and I could share it with the other people and let them know as well. So you guys, I will be coming back up here at 5:15 for what you should be watching. I have a great list for September. We got a lot of movies and TV shows that's coming up. So if y'all are still, free and around, get your munchies, get your drink, come back and join me for that. Also, because somebody was in my chat, like, did you do your love after lockup? I'm waiting. I appreciate y'all waiting. Yeah, I'm just running behind with everything, but I actually do have my love after lockup review already done. Also have episodes 9 and 10 of Bel Air done and Reasonable Doubt done. I just have to upload them. So more than likely, I'm going to be uploading those after I do the What You Should Be Watching live, and then either tonight or tomorrow night sometime, child, y'all will get the Power Book, right? And then, of course, we will be discussing Power Live Monday. I believe Wednesday we doing Bel Air, and then Thursday is movie night with the ladies. So y'all will have a couple of things that will be y'all will see uploaded between the community tab and the recaps that can hold y'all for a minute while I'm gone. Okay, and thank you all for joining me, and I will see y'all at 5:15 if y'all still around. If not, replay game. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Catch y'all around the next time. Okay. See you later.